live from Easy K Studios in Eddyville, Kentucky! It's time for the Easy K Show. Tonight, we break down the top 10 actors turned director films. Your hosts, Darth Easy and Rainy Cage.
Woohoo!
Alright, guys, welcome to our final theme episode of our top 10 of the year. We've done 12 of these, and now it's time to end it out right. I am Darth Easy.
And I'm Randy Cage.
This is episode 50 of the Easy K Show.
Woo!
And this is our last top 10, kind of. We have two more top 10s we're doing, but that's more of a because of the end of the year coming around. So
next November, December, we'll be having our 100 episode party.
Yeah, something like that.
It's going to be fun.
It should be fun. All right, guys. So this week, or I don't know if it's this week, but this month, The Mule comes out in theaters.
Yeah.
Directed by Clint Eastwood. He's also starring in the movie. Clint Eastwood was a guy who started off doing The Fistful of Dollars, The Good, Bad, the Ugly, and later he would become a director with The Outlaw Josie Whale and Unforgiven and all kinds of movies. So I thought, let's do top 10 actor turned director films. Not people, films.
Keyword films.
Even though I even messaged Randy Cage, I said, hey, top 10 actor turned director films. You're like, cool. And then you're like, oh no, I need actor names. I don't know who that is. Who the hell is John C. Joey?
Yeah, I originally did my list of just the actors. But, I retooled it in about 10 minutes. So
yeah.
We'll see what we got here.
Okay, so guys, I'll explain how the show works. Once me and Ray Cage has chosen a topic, we'll go our separate ways and compile our own separate top 10s. I'll do my 10th through 8, he'll do his 10th through 8, I'll do my 7th through 6, he'll do his 7th through 6. Then we'll trade one apiece. Once we have compiled our own separate top 10s, we will create the show between the two of us.
Woo!
Alright, I'll let you go first.
Okay, cool. My number 10 is A Star is Born by Bradley Cooper.
Okay.
I went ahead and threw this one in there. I wasn't going to when I did the actors list because, this is his first movie. But then when I was making my movie list, and the more I think about this movie, I only watched it the once. Mm-hmm. I really liked it. It's going to make my top 10 this year. And for his first movie directing, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, this was originally on my list, but I was like, it's not enough time. Give me another month or two or another year. This probably would have slid in the list, but I couldn't do it so early.
I mean, I put it at 10 because, who knows? My feelings may change, like you said. But I really liked the movie. And for it being his first movie, it was directed really well. And I'm looking forward to see what he does next, directing-wise. Because he's an awesome actor. We already know that.
Yeah.
So my number 10, Star is Born. My number 9 is Apollo 13, Ron Howard.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, Ron Howard was the kid in the Andy Griffin show, so right. It's a great pick.
And wasn't I heard the Howards? I mean, you got what's her name from Jurassic Park or Jurassic World?
Bryce Dallas Howard, his daughter.
It's his daughter, and then wasn't his dad an actor too? I think it's like they're like one of them weird triple families in Hollywood, but
they're like the Phoenixes.
Yeah. But yeah, I really liked Apollo 13. I just rewatched it here recently after I watched First Man. And yeah, this movie just sticks out to me because it's awesome. It's got that 90s flair that I love. It's, space. I love all my movies in space. And it's got a great cast and it's directed quite well. I guess this is not on your list.
It was an honorable mention.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because we talked about it before, so yeah. I want to...
I got you. And then my number 8, I'm going with Groundhog Day by Harold Ramis.
Damn, that's a good one.
Thank you.
Did he?
He was in something, and I can look it up when we're talking about it.
He was in Ghostbusters, so.
Because like I said, I didn't write down who all these people are in, but I did check it first. And he had several movies. He has, let's see, I wrote it down here. Or maybe, Caddyshack, Multiplicity, and the one that everybody hates, but I kind of like, is Year One. That was his most recent movie. Mm-hmm. But
before he died.
Yeah. But anyways, Groundhog Day, I freaking love this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Groundhog Day. I just saw it this year for the first time, and I was I really want to revisit it. And yeah, I mean, it's a cool movie of how Bill Murray he starts off as this asshole and eventually he learns to be a good guy and finally gets out of this time trap he's in.
And this was kind of like a lot of movies that duplicated this more recently.
Like Happy Death Day's done it, Edge of Tomorrow, a lot of episodes of TV, Doctor Who's done it, Legends of Tomorrow's done it recently. They're like, she's like, I keep repeating the same day over and over again. Oh, you're in Groundhog's Day.
Did Star Trek, the new Star Trek?
Yeah, Star Trek did it too.
Yeah.
And that's actually when I started changing my feelings about that show.
Yeah, so I really like the premise of this movie.
It's a cool little time travel movie.
That's my 10 through 8.
All right, my number 10 is Don John.
Cool.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie.
This was one of the ones where when I was doing the people list, I didn't want to put him on there because he doesn't have a whole lot. But I could definitely. This would be an honorable mention for me for sure because I like Don John.
I love Don John because it's a thing every guy watches porn, and I love Scarlett Johansson's so hot in this film. And I love the dynamic with his father. Brie Larson's in this movie. She's just the sister of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, really before she became Brie Larson. And yeah, this is just a really cool film, and I really enjoyed it.
Scarlett Johansson. It's just something about her in this movie.
Yeah, and I want to see him do another movie. He hasn't directed anything. He was going to direct Sandman, and but this is another thing with DC, and I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I can't wait to see him in another movie or directed another movie. So I thought it was a good spot for number 10.
Okay.
All right, my number 9 is Iron Man.
That is a good one. I did have Jon Favreau on my list, but I ended up not because all of his movies for me, none of them really blow me away. I would pick Iron Man.
So you don't have any films?
I don't any films.
Okay, I think the way you were leading that up, you had a Jon Favreau film.
But I'm with you. Iron Man would be an honorable mention for me.
So I love Iron Man. It's really the movie that really gave us the MCU. Without Iron Man, we do not get the MCU. And I love this film. I mean, Jon Favreau had to fight the studio at the time, Paramount, that Robert Downey's my guy. He is going to be a great Tony Stark. You will see it. And they did not want to give him the movie, and now we're where we're at today, where Tony Stark, Iron Man, is still in the movie fighting Thanos. And without Iron Man, Jeff Bridges plays a great villain. We talked about this movie before in the top 10 robot list, and I love this movie. It has to be in my top 10 because it's a great actor turned director with Jon Favreau, who's done all kinds of films. I could have gone with Swingers, but I've never seen Swingers.
He's very prominent in I can't name the season, but in Friends, he plays Monica's love interest for a long time. I guess a close runner-up for his movies would be Chef. I really like Chef.
I like Chef too.
Yeah, but Iron Man is the one.
Or even Jungle Book, and maybe next year Lion King.
Maybe. All
right, my number 8 is Argo.
I have several Ben Affleck movies in my list, but not Argo.
Yeah, Argo's my favorite. We talked about it before in the top 10 spy list. I love Argo. It's one of my favorite movies because that movie, you're on the edge of your seat watching these guys trying to get out of this airport. It's crazy. This is based off a true story. This stuff actually happened. Ben Affleck's great in it. I think this is my favorite Ben Affleck acted movie. I don't think he's ever been better or in any
Gone
movie.
Girl?
Do what? No, I think he's better in Argo. And
he won Best Director for this, right?
Yeah,
but
no. He won Best Picture.
Oh, okay. So he didn't win Best.
But he was nominated for Best Director, right. And this film is good. It's got Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston's great. This is like during the time of the Breaking Bad, whenever he's yelling, "Do your fucking job!" And there are other moments in other actors. John Goodman's in this movie. He's playing the guy who did all the makeup for the Planet of the Apes films. The one older guy who's like, Argo, fuck yourself. I love Argo. It has to be in my top 10.
This will be another honorable mention for me. All of these movies.
Because Ben Affleck's one of the best actor turned directors. I'm looking forward to his next project because I don't care if I ever see Ben Affleck as an actor again because he did 3 great movies that I would love to see him do more, just doing directing instead of just acting.
I don't know. I mean, he has a lot of personal problems.
I think
he's been
he's
in and out of rehab.
But I think he's this generation's version of Clint Eastwood. From an actor turned director.
I mean, he's coming back. He's got something in the works. I forget what it is, but
yeah,
it's the McDonald's thing, the Monopoly.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome. And he's joining Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see in a minute. But I freaking Ben Affleck's one of my favorite actors turned directors. But like you, I still have not seen that one.
Live by Night.
Yeah. I kind of almost don't want to because I don't want to ruin his perfect 3 for 3. All right. So that's your 10 through 8. My number 7 is Deepwater Horizon by Peter Berg.
That was an honorable mention.
All right. This is my favorite Peter Berg movie. I think you probably have one different, but I really like this movie. It's Mark Wahlberg again. He's got a good thing going with Mark Wahlberg. Peter Berg has a lot of...
Does he know now with Mile 22 just come out?
Oh, that's true. God. That's what I was going to say. He's got a lot of good movies and a lot of stinkers.
The way to put Peter Berg is he's kind of like Michael Bay, where he has those moments of being brilliant at his work job, but then he comes out with a Transformers.
I was thinking kind of like Ridley Scott, because he's got some really good movies, and then some...
I go with Michael Bay because there's no Gladiator in Michael Bay's filmography.
That's true. But I think Deepwater Horizon, that movie really... I connected with that movie. That end scene... when he gets back
in the hotel and he's crying.
Oh, man, that tears me up.
It's really impactful.
I still have not gotten my sister and Tyler to watch this movie, but I really want to because I just freaking love this movie.
Yeah, I love that movie too.
But yeah, my number 6 is The Town by Ben Affleck.
Oh, speaking of Benny Aff.
I freaking love this movie. This was his second movie.
I'm surprised you didn't go Gone Baby Gone.
Well, maybe... in the future here.
Because
where I said I wasn't going to do what I was going to do, I ended up doing it.
Oh, you lied.
Because I just freaking, like I said, Ben Affleck is awesome. The Town, I loved this freaking movie. Not as much as Gone Baby Gone, but it's a close second. And it's crazy. This was his second movie, and to me, he's 3 for 3 because I love Argo too.
3 for 4, technically.
Yeah, I know. It's just... it's like the 4th Indiana Jones. It doesn't exist.
Okay, whatever you say. We can't really go there, but okay.
But yeah, it's cool. It's like this cool little heist movie, but you get a lot into the people who are...
Be honest with you, I still have not completed watching The Town.
You're going to love it, man.
I know. I haven't got through the last act of the movie.
Oh, it's so good. There's lots of interesting stuff that happens in there, too. I mean... it goes into different things. I mean, you do connect with the certain characters in this movie. You understand why they're doing what they're doing. It reminds me a lot of Hell or High Water, because it's really good. Ben Affleck's really good in this movie. Yeah, I like The Town.
Okay,
that's my number 6.
All right, my number 7 is The Maltese Falcon by John Huston.
Yeah, that's going to be no. Because I've never seen this movie.
Okay, so John Huston, he was actually just in a movie recently. He's dead now, but he was in that Other Side of the Wind, the Orson Welles movie that was released on Netflix.
Huh, okay.
So, John Huston, I mean, he's done all kinds of movies. He directed Annie, I think, too. The movie in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, Maltese Falcon starring...
The sun will come out.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he directed that. I might be wrong about that, but Maltese Falcon, it's got the great Humphrey Bogart. It's got a bunch of other guys who was in Casablanca. Absolutely love this film. It's a police noir film where basically Humphrey Bogart's character, he's a cop, or he's not a cop, but he's a private eye. He's basically he's told to find his falcon type thing. And it's got this little great twist where the thing you're looking for is actually not even... it's actually kind of a fake. And you're just like, oh, holy shit, that's kind of interesting. And it's just a great little noir film that... it's a 1940s black and white film. If you like noirs, if you like Humphrey Bogart, I recommend checking out this film because it is awesome.
Well, every time you say Maltese Falcons, it makes me think of that weird Schmodown team. Where it was like the Maltese Critics.
The Maltese Moltons.
Yeah.
The Molten Falcons or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Speaking of Casablanca, Casablanca at number 6. Directed by Michael Curtis. Michael Curtis was in some movies. He had very small roles in it.
How come this wasn't showing up on any of my lists?
I did deep dives, man.
This would make my list for sure. I love Casablanca.
Yeah. I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Every time I watch Casablanca, it gets higher and higher on my top 10 movies of all time. Love this film. This movie is so iconic. Humphrey Bogart as Brick, a guy who doesn't want to get involved in anything. He sees the girl, Ingrid Bergman's character, Elsa, who is trying to get into, it's basically, she's with this guy. It's got some great lines. Here's looking at you, kid. Louis, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And there's some other than Louis. The guy who plays Louis is so incredible. It's like, I'm closing this bar down. Why are you closing this bar down? Gambling. I found out there's gambling here, and it's appalling. You're winning, sir. Thank you. And then he leaves. I love this movie. This is like it's my favorite romance movie of all time. There are so many great things. This is in our top 10 romance movies back in February. I love this film.
All right. I would have put that in my list if I had known about it, but apparently I wasn't paying attention.
Nope.
I was doing my research. Okay, so we're to my number 5, I guess?
Yes.
I went with, and this is going to probably be the one, every list I get a weird one. So I wanted to go with Kevin Costner because, he's got 3 movies.
So The Postman?
I went with The Postman because I love The Postman, and I don't really like Dances with Wolves. Like, I haven't
seen it in a long time.
Yeah,
I had it as an honorable mention. But I haven't seen it in a long time, so I couldn't put it on my list.
I get it. Dances with the Wolves, what's won on the Oscar. I get it. It's the one. But for me, I haven't seen it since I was a kid. It was boring to me. Maybe one day I'll go back and watch it. But I love The Postman, which is a post-apocalyptic crazy movie where he finds a dead postman and he takes his stuff, puts it on, and tries to start a rebellion with the post office. Postmen and post offices everywhere should really just worship this movie because it could save the post office forever. You've never seen The Postman, have you?
Nope.
I can tell by the way you're looking at me. It's really good. I like it. It does have some weird stuff in it.
You got a weird man crush on Kevin Costner.
I do.
You say you have a crush on. You say you like Nicolas Cage, but you really have a crush for Kevin Costner because that movie last year.
Waterworld.
No. Last year, the movie that Kevin Costner was in, the Sorkin movie.
Oh yeah, he was so good in that movie.
He was in the movie for like 20 minutes. And in your last 6 years, the Easy Cage was like, nominate for everything, nominate for everything.
I do really like Kevin Costner.
So you have a huge man. I love Kevin Costner too. Yep. Man of Steel. He plays a great Superman's dad.
Here lately he's been in some kind of weird sports movies. He's been in.
He was great in Draft Day.
Yeah, and.
Everything he shows up in, he's amazing in.
Yeah, and I really did like him in Molly's Game, even though he is small in that mark.
No, Molly's Game, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, I freaking love Kevin Costner, and of his 3 movies he's directed, the other one was Homefront, which I don't even remember that, so I don't know. Maybe I need to go back and watch that one because Waterworld he didn't direct, but that was the movie that he was like, I'm never going to do another post-apocalyptic movie after Waterworld because that's the biggest bomb of all time.
Did he direct that?
He didn't direct that.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah,
because that movie's terrible. It's just trying to be Mad Max on water. I watch it with you. You're like, it's good. I'm like, no.
I do love that movie too, but yeah, Postman it's not like that. It's not Mad Maxy, so you should watch it sometimes. I think you get a kick out of it because it's about it's kind of like it's post-apocalyptic, and he kind of leads a rebellion against this crazy a copy machine guy. I can't remember the villain in the movie, but anyways,
I knew it was going to be on your list. That's why I said so. The Postman. Yeah. All right, so my number 5 is Rocky Balboa, directed by Sylvester Stallone. Love this film. It's Sylvester Stallone. The Rocky franchise is what made Sylvester Stallone. And I've never seen the Rambo films, so I can't really. So I might have even ranked Rambo if I had seen that over this. But I love Rocky Balboa. Stallone directed both Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, and he also directed Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa is 2006. It was it's basically years after he's retired from boxing, and And basically, it's basically the story is he's like he still has that hunger. He still wants to fight. His wife Adrian is dead, and he has to go in that ring one last time. And the guy he's fighting is Mason Dixon or Mason the Lion Dixon or something. And the fight's incredible. They're using the HBO, which is what you would see in Creed, which was pretty cool. And also, the thing I love about this movie is you have Rocky's son, who's played by the guy who is in This Is Us and some other things. Like, when I was watching Creed 2 today, there was the people in the front like, that's Jack, or whatever the guy's character's name is. This Is Us. It's like, who the fuck is Jack? And that's fucking Rocky Balboa Jr., baby. And there's that speech in this movie, which is so inspiring, where his son is mad at his dad because he can't all people can look at when they see him is he's just Rocky's son, and he says it's not how hard you get hit, it's how you get hit and keep moving forward. Now if you think you deserve something, you get up and you go get that. And it's just such a great movie speech. If you haven't seen that speech, it makes you just want to go up, and because it's like one of the best movie speeches of all time. And this movie really brought Rocky back to level, because Rocky 3 and Rocky 4, they're cartoons. They're complete other cartoons. I love them for it, but Rocky Balboa, it's just such a fun movie. And it's about an older guy who's trying to make one last fight. And I love Rocky Balboa.
Well, everybody knows I haven't seen any of the Rockies. I'm blown away that he directed so many of them. I didn't realize he had directed all of them, and then pretty much. And then, and he directed the first Expendables, which is still my favorite one. And it looks like he's got a movie coming out called Tough as They Come, which is interesting.
He's also I think he's going to direct the last Rambo movie that's supposed to come out in a year or two.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
Stallone is a very underrated director and actor. Really, I'm gonna say more actor than director, but Stallone is so underrated as an actor. Because you see Creed and Creed 2, he is so good in those films. Because people are just like, oh, yeah, I'm the action guy. Give me some Taco Bell. And
hey, now.
But he went to this role where he could have gone into a more director. He could have gone more of a dramatic actor, but he chose more of the action guy because that's what he was good at. So you can't really blame him for that.
Throwing a little dig at Demolition Man in there. I love Demolition Man.
And that's my number 5, Rocky Balboa.
All right. My number 4 is The Gift, Joel Edgerton.
Okay. We haven't had a commonality yet.
I know this is going to be interesting. I think we'll have a couple at the end. No, maybe one. That's what it's looking like. Yeah, I freaking love The Gift. I think I like this more than almost everybody. It made my top 10 the year. I think it made my top 5, but the year it came out. And this was Joel Edgerton's first movie. Mm-hmm. And it's just a great suspense mystery kind of film. He's the creepy dude in the movie too, and I know he's got a new movie coming out this year.
It's already come out.
Yeah, I think you're right. And everybody's talking about how good that is too. So I think he's got an interesting future as a director.
This is very interesting. I would call it a horror thriller.
Yeah,
it's more of a thriller than anything. But yeah, he's creepy in this movie.
Yeah,
and what's his face, Jason Bateman, who's really known more for doing comedic movies. He was really good in this movie. I don't think the movie is as good as you think it is, but I think it is really good. I think you're right about that.
All right. Yeah, that's about all I got to say about that one.
All right. What was that, your number 4?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my number 4. This is a movie you've actually seen.
All right.
I went with Citizen Kane, Orson Welles.
Yeah.
This is kind of a cheat because Orson Welles, I think this was his first acting, but he was also directed it too.
Yeah.
So I want to count it.
Okay.
So Citizen Kane is a movie that really it changed the face of films. The way they used do what
Rosebud.
Yeah. And it's a movie that really changed the way films were made. The way they used flashbacks, how you get to one character, you explain how he got to where he was, and Orson Welles is just incredible in this film. And the whole point, I mean, if you haven't seen it, I mean, check it out. But the whole point of Rosebud is that he wants to go back to that childhood, that sled. And it's just it's really sad where he ends up. The movie also has some notes of being where America was at the time, being America was isolation, where he basically isolated himself from the world, where the United States had isolated himself from the rest of the world during World War II and everything. So I very much enjoyed this movie, and I just watched The Other Side of the Wind, Orson Welles' final movie. I don't know if you know anything about it, but basically Orson Welles directed this movie. He basically filmed this movie in the 60s or the 70s. It's a 70s film, really, and he had all this footage together, and he died in the 80s. So the movie was just shelved together, and Netflix basically acquired the rights, and they pieced the movie together, and they released the movie on Netflix. It's a weird ass movie. It's a movie that I don't even think I didn't really like the movie that much.
I watched your review of this randomly.
It's weird, but it's cool just to see this Orson Welles. It's just crazy. In 2018, a Orson Welles movie could get nominated for Best Director or something. So it's just interesting.
I mean, I like Citizen Kane. I don't know, though. I probably wouldn't need to put this in my honorable mentions. But I get you. My number 3?
Sure.
When Harry Met Sally, Rob Reiner.
Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was an actor.
He was. He directed Stand By Me, A Few Good Men, The Princess Bride, and When Harry Met Sally.
Okay.
Some of his director credits. But for me, my favorite romantic movie is When Harry Met Sally. I love that freaking film. It's,
You know me, I like my romance movies where the guys, they don't actually end up together.
That's true. And I'm all for that sometimes too. But I just freaking love this movie. And it's my favorite rom-com of all time. Yes, they end up together. But it takes a long time to get there. Many, many years. And Billy Crystal, this dude really does like Billy Crystal because he puts him in all his movies.
Yeah, he was good in this. He's a good director. I like his.
Yeah, he was most famously known in All in the Family.
Well, I remember him from Wolf of Wall Street because he was his father-in-law or something, or something in the movie. And
he does have a very
memorable face.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I like When Harry Met Sally. I like Meg Ryan, and they argue about Casablanca, the greatest romance movie of all time.
That's true. I need to rewatch this movie. I haven't watched it in a while, but I would freaking love When Harry Met Sally. If I wasn't going to put that in here, I'd probably put The Princess Bride because I love that movie too. But yeah.
All right.
That's my number 3.
My number 3 is Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the Rain. Is that a song?
Yeah. Okay. I'm singing in the rain.
Not seen this movie.
And then, do what?
Not seen this movie.
Yeah, you should watch it. Especially if you like it musicals of late. This is totally like a La La Land type musical.
Yeah.
Got Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly directed this movie, so he's the director. He also starred in this movie. And it's basically, the whole story of it is it's right at the verge of the point of actors in silent films. And The Jazz Singer came out, which was the first talkie film, and it's basically that all these actors had to get to the point of they had to start talking in films, and some of the people in these films, basically the movie that his co-star he'd done all these silent films with, its character, she had a terrible voice, so basically, he basically says, like, well, what if we reshoot this movie as a musical, and maybe I can look better in this movie? He has, what's her face? Debbie Reynolds. It's Carrie Fisher's mom.
Hmm.
She's really the main girl in there, and there's some really great songs, Singing in the Rain, Good Morning, Good Morning. You talked it all day through. Good morning.
Sounds a little too old for me. If we're getting to the part where they didn't even have dialogue, almost.
Well, no, it's a talking film. It's just It's just about it's a history film.
Oh, okay.
It's just them. You know what I mean?
I thought you were saying that.
No, it's a
so
musical.
old that it was.
No,
like
it's just
one of the
that's
first...
what the story is about.
I gotcha. Okay.
And that's what I find so fascinating, because it actually did kill so many careers. Because the thing Charlie Chaplin said about films going to talking films is that this is the worst thing, because when you make movies about talking, you're completely alienating one side of the world into one language. So for the time, it was so controversial to make your films talking. Yeah, that's my number 3. I love Singing in the Rain. It's a movie you should watch because it's incredible.
I may have to one day. We bring back classic reviews again, which is never going to happen.
Never say never.
My number 2 is Braveheart. Mel Gibson.
Okay, that's my number one.
Cool. Yeah, we talk about this movie a lot.
We haven't talked about it on the Easy K show before.
Oh.
It's never been on one of our podcasts.
Oh. Well, anyways, I freaking love this movie.
I mean, it's you can check out my movie anatomy of this episode right now on the Dark Visa YouTube channel, probably.
Yeah.
So I think this actually comes out. It came out last week. So yeah, I love Braveheart. It's one of my favorite films of all time. Mel Gibson, he is so good in this film.
So this is a directorial debut.
No, second.
Oh.
He directed a movie before this, and then his is the second film. And when I was watching the movie again, because someone always said about Braveheart was whenever he finds out Robert the Bruce betrayed him, you see those eyes, and it completely destroys Robert Bruce's character, and you're just like, holy shit, he is so good in this film.
Heck yeah. And the battle scenes, the music, I mean, just everything about it. It's just such a, freaking captivating.
And the thing I find what's so impressive about this film is this cast is really a no-name cast. The only other big actor in this film is Brendan Gleeson. And really, he's not even that big of an actor. But he's just so... He basically takes this really no-name cast, because his cast really did nothing after Braveheart. And it's one Best Picture, one Gibson Best Director. I love this film. It had to be my number one.
You're blowing me away by the fact that I had no idea that he had another movie before Braveheart. Something I've never even heard of. Man Without a Face.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, I did my research.
Yeah.
I like you.
Well, I mean, I just assumed. I just thought, I don't know what a lot of this stuff is. I just assumed he directed the 3 or 4 now movies he had done, but oh well.
Well, my number 2
is
Unforgiven, directed by Clint Eastwood. I know you haven't seen this film.
No.
The thing about Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood made his career on the Western genre. From Fistful of Dollars, Good, Bad, the Ugly, Outlaw Josie Wells, Hang 'em High, Plain White Drifter. He's done so many damn westerns. Roll Tide, the TV show. And when we think about the Western genre, we think of these guys like, I'm a cowboy coming into town. I shoot the guy. I get the girl. I ride off in the sunset. But this movie it basically takes on the Western genre and just turns it on his head. He's like, I don't remember. I was drunk half the time. And other things. Clint Eastwood directing this film, he tackles all the myths on the entire Western genre, and it's so beautiful, really done. Morgan Freeman's in this movie. He's like his best friend, and he gets whipped half to death, and when
does this movie come out?
1991 or 2.
Oh, I'm gonna check this out.
It's I have it on Blu-ray. I'll let you borrow it sometime.
Movie.
The only problem for you watching it is you haven't seen a lot of westerns, because I watched this movie for the first time when I hadn't seen any westerns. This was actually my first western I've ever seen, and then I went back and watched it this year, just a few days ago, after seeing all kinds of westerns, and I completely appreciate this movie because it completely tackles the themes of other westerns. At the end of the movie, he rides off into the darkness, into the stormy raining hills. Gene Hackman's in this movie. He's great, and he's like, I don't deserve this. I was building a house. He's like, none of us deserve it. And then there's this one scene where he has this kid who shoots a guy for the first time, and Clint's like, just take a drink, kid. Just take a drink. He's like, it's funny when you kill a man, you take everything he has and everything he ever will be, and you just take it all away. And the kid's like, well, he had it coming. And Clint says, we all have it coming. It's such an incredible film. It's so good. And this was his last Western he made. It's a movie he held the rights for 20 years, because I have to get to a certain point in my life where I can feel like I can actually direct this movie. And this is really the last true Western to come out. This is the last Western, because Westerns dominated the movies for 50, 60 years. And it's the swan song of the Western genre, as I say in the episode of my Movie Anatomy podcast.
I'll have to check it out. I mean, I like modern day Westerns.
I got you really interested.
Yeah,
I can tell.
And yeah, I just probably the oldest Western I've seen is maybe Tombstone. Isn't that like a 80s
Oh my gosh.
Western?
No, that's like a 2000.
Tombstone is?
Nah, it's like the 80s or 90s, so.
Well, then if it's a 90s, then I definitely haven't seen, because I've seen the remake of True Grit. Isn't that based like a 80s?
That's like 50s or 60s. But the
okay.
original was John Wayne.
Oh.
All right, what's your number one?
My number one is Gone Baby Gone, Ben Affleck.
Okay.
I freaking love this movie. It's my favorite Ben Affleck movie by far. It's freaking great. Casey Affleck is amazing in this film, and I love the whole twist at the end. Morgan Freeman being and it just really, when you watch this movie, it's really hard to do what he does in the movie. I don't know. This is one of those movies that I'm always so conflicted about the ending, because I'm just like, I don't know if I would do what he does in this movie. And it's so freaking, it's well acted. It's
so morally gray.
Yeah.
We've talked about this movie like 3 times.
Yeah.
We talked about it in the top 10 crime movies. We've talked about it in the top 10 cop movies. I think if it's your number one crime film, and then also it's the top 10, and now top 10 actors and directors.
See, I'm nothing. I'm very reliable, because I just love this movie.
So, if I might ask, why'd you put Gone Baby Gone over Braveheart? Because we done top 10 movies of all time.
I know.
Braveheart was in your top 10, and Gone Baby Gone.
I don't know, maybe because
it's Gone Baby Gone, like, considered now one of your favorite movies of all time or something, or.
The reason was when I was making my list of actors, I felt like, okay, Ben Affleck, I haven't seen the 4th movie that's supposedly not good. So to me, he's 3 for 3. He's made 3 amazing movies that I love. Mel Gibson, I really like Braveheart, and I like Hacksaw Ridge, but I don't really like Apocalypto. I don't really like Passion of the Christ. So that's kind of where my head was at about it. Because when I originally did the list, I wasn't picking just one movie. I was picking
actors.
Yeah.
Actors. Directors.
Yeah. So I had Ben Affleck as number 1 and Mel Gibson as number 2.
Okay.
So I just kind of stuck with that when I moved the movies over. Because I'm not going to go out and say I think Braveheart is...
You think Gone Baby Gone's better?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to say that, but I do love them both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to this compiling list. So obviously Braveheart has to be number 1.
Yep.
It's our only commonality we had, which is our low, which I'm kind of surprised you didn't have. I'm surprised you didn't have Hacksaw Ridge in this top 10 or something.
Well, I mean, I do love Hacksaw Ridge, but that'd been an honorable
or
mention.
Clint Eastwood movie.
I know, that's the thing. I've seen a lot of modern day Clint Eastwood, but I haven't seen.
Like, I'm surprised you didn't put Gran Torino.
I do love Gran Torino. He is on my list. Like when I did the actor list, but he was 4. But then out of those movies, I didn't really want to put any of those in my top 10.
So I'll put Gone Baby Gone at 2.
Okay.
All right, so I had Unforgiven at 2.
I'm fine with that because like I said, I had him at 4, even though I don't have him on my list. Old westerns, I'm not into them right now, like you have been. Been like in a western kind of mood, haven't you?
Yeah, I love westerns. I mean, even though I basically gave away Red Dead, but
you gave it away.
I didn't give it away. I just basically gave it to a guy at work who wanted to play, and I wasn't playing it.
Yeah, I'm not really playing it either. You'll come back and play it eventually.
All right, so what do you want for 4?
I guess I'll go with him When Harry Met Sally.
Okay.
I love that movie.
Who directed that? Rob Reiner?
Rob Reiner, yep.
Okay, I had Singing in the Rain at 3. What would you have at 3?
Singing at the Rain.
Or do we want to mix in some of our common? Do we have any commonality directors? No, we didn't. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's just Singing in the Rain versus what?
I mean, my next one is The Gift.
You want The Gift at 5, or you want it at?
I don't care.
Okay, I'll give you The Gift. Okay. You're making it hard for me. The Gift. Joe Egerton, right?
Yep.
And then number 6, Singing in the Rain.
Singing in the rain.
Singing in the Rain. Gene Kelly. All right, what you have at 4?
The Postman. That was mine 5, but because we haven't skipped. I had Gone Baby Gone, Braveheart, When Harry Met Sally, The Gift, and The Postman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want The Postman at 8?
Guess so.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 7.
Do it. I put it at 8.
Oh, okay. Did we have a 7 already? Or are you gonna put?
I'm gonna put 7 and 7.
Okay. That's
I'm gonna put Rocky Balboa because
Okay.
I like Citizen Kane, but I don't love it.
Okay.
Okay. What do you want your last one?
I'm gonna go. Choices. I'm gonna skip my town Ben Affleck since we already have.
Yeah, that's
Ben
what I was
Affleck.
thinking.
So it's basically between Deepwater Horizon or Groundhog Day. I'm gonna go Deepwater Horizon.
Okay.
I really like that movie.
I'll put that at 10.
Peter Berg has got.
And I'll put Casablanca at 9. Since you said you would probably put that on your list.
I would have. That would have been at my honorable mentions. Yeah, for sure.
Michael Curtis and Deepwater Horizon. Peter Berg. All right, let's do this. The top 10 actors and director films. Yeah. All right, at number 10, Peter Berg's Deepwater Horizon. At number 9, Michael Curtis's Casablanca. At number 8, Kevin Costner's The Postman. At number 7, Sylvester Stallone's Rocky Balboa. At number 6, Gene Kelly's Singing in the Rain. At number 5, Joe Egerton's The Gift. At number 4, Rob Reiner, When Harry Met Sally. At number 3, Clint Eastwood's Unforgiven. At number 2, Ben Affleck in Gone, Baby, Gone. And the number 1 actor turned director film is Mel Gibson's Braveheart. All right, guys, so that ends another
Freedom!
Yeah, I love that scene. It gives me chills every time. Any honorable mentions?
I said a bunch of them already. A lot of them were all yours. What do you have for honorable?
I have Letters from Iwo Jima, Clint Eastwood directed film. Love that film. A Star is Born, Bradley Cooper's film. Dances with Wolves. I love that film from Kevin Costner. I don't remember it, but I remember really liking it. Denzel's Fences.
Oh yeah.
Cinderella, Kenneth Branagh film. He's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he's made a lot of like Shakespeare movies, but I hadn't seen a single one of them, so I was like,
he did Cinderella and Thor. Yeah. I think I like Cinderella a little more. Ron Howard's Apollo 13. Mm-hmm. This one you're probably gonna hurt yourself for not putting your list. Ides of March, George Clooney.
Oh wow, I do love that movie. Yeah, I saw some movies that he had directed. He's kind of hit or miss.
Sometimes. Yeah, I was going to rewatch the movie because I didn't like the movie when I first watched it. So
I like it.
And then Deepwater Horizons, and then The Great Dictator from Charlie Chaplin. So yeah, that ends another episode, guys. That was episode 50 of the Easy K Show. Like, subscribe, tell your friends about Easy Nation and Rainy Cage, whatever he calls his fans, and subscribe to us and and just check us out on Spotify and iTunes as we get to the end of the year. We'll have a top 10 movies on my channel sometime in January. So guys, until next time, all too easy.
Peace out.